Shalom, shalom, y'all shalom. People Israelites, Tulsa, Oklahoma. He talks great name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. The honors and foster elders to your best. Shalom to the truth. Shalom to brothers and sisters listening, studying, trying to spell the proof. Shalom. Hey, come to you today. Hey, we're in the spirit of prophecy. You know, everything's kicking up, everything is speeding up. You have to speed the time up. And hey, like I say, it's time to get into this truth. You know, we got scoffers coming in the last days. Still, you know, it seems like everybody's in their lock right now. If you're in this truth, best thing to do is to lock in and stay in. You know, you're in the best place to be. You in the house of David. But the people, hey, they still don't. They're like this truth to them. They cast it off, and they're gonna be in a bad way. They're on the eve of Jacob trouble. We're on the eve of Esau shutting down the electric grid, and I just gotta, you know, stick it to the spirit. This gospel is about ready to close up. Esau about ready to close up shop on this place. You know, the gospel has attained what it's supposed to do. It's done. Like to me, it's talking to the spirit. I think everybody's heard about the Hebrew Israelites. Everybody's heard this gospel in some shape, form, or fashion. So whether they had an ear to hear and got in, or whether they cast it about, hey, that's all to the Lord. Yahweh Shah. So I gotta start out with our feature precept. Start us off, because this thing, hey, it done hit everywhere. So I'm gonna start it out with, let's see, Matthew. Yeah, this is Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So we right on the eve of the end of Esau Edom kingdom coming to an end. We at the end. We staring at it. We looking at it. And you know it's come to an end because Esau, like, you know, every time you look at one of the elites, they talking about a new world order. New world order. Global reset. You know, that thing is getting promoted. Everybody's going digital with their currency. You like you said earlier, what, 200 countries done ditched the dollar?
Yeah, 204 nations ditched the dollar behind that, and it was a distraction. That Will and Daddy Smith, that was a distraction. All of this stuff was going on when Will first smacked Chris Rock. But in the midst of all of that, we had 200 other nations drop the American dollars. You can go watch the Big Brother Mac page, and he had a video going into that. Okay, we had what's the other country? There's another TED talk where they would promote that commercial, okay, and that a lot of people not talking about that. All right, so there's a lot of things that were going on behind this distraction that we had going on that enchantment.
Just like I was saying, you know, hey, this word is the kingdom. It's going forth. You know, some of the other apostles on down like my brothers, and you know, you got Esau, Edom doing being the devil, the deceiver. You know that he is pushing out his enchantment, sorceries, you know, all that. Right? It's a precept for that. Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. All right, so you know the mass of the people hey, they don't have no vision of the prophecies, no vision of understanding the scriptures, and they don't know what time we are living in and what time is to come. You know, we had to begin to, you know, be in stage of getting sorrow, Jacob's trouble. You know what I mean? But as I said, where there is no vision, the people perish. So, hey, many going to die because they don't have that vision. Which at the end of the day, you know, you have a shining in the vision. You know, say, but he that keepeth the law hath peace. And you know, brothers always expound on that. You know, keep the law. You know, we've been able to keep the law to 100%, but we were scratch that. You know, we would go off, but going into keeping the law and keeping these precepts, being spiritually minded, you know, being in the word more than the world, all right? Because this world is all carnal. It has an end date, a due date, and very soon, you know. We'll be part of for that, and we're gonna continue on to the kingdom, you know.
Perfect. Back to what you said, like you pointed out, that you saw one of the distraction campaign. You know, he even got these little 501c3 camps that help to run the distraction campaign. throw people off getting the truth. And you know, you got a whole dude named Vocab alone, an Edomite. His whole ministry, his whole thing is to like persuade people not to come into, you know, they heritage and the truth of who they are, man. That's that. What's it? He sows discord among brethren, or cut you off from your heritage. That's what Esau's trying to do. And he mad right now because he can't stop this, man. He just found out 25% of people in America, you know, of our nation believe in the Hebrew Israelites, and that pissed him completely off. And that shows his work is in vain. His work is coming to a knot. You can't stop this awakening because he think it's some type of Black Panther movie. No, man, this is awakening. This is of Yahweh Shah. This gospel is not of us. This is of higher power. It's the house of David being built up, that spiritual temple. And this got a precept that talk about this is Acts 5:38. And now I'm saying to you, pray for these men and let them alone. For if this counsel of this work be of men, it will come to naught. So, like I said earlier, this ain't a men, it's not a us. That's why it's not coming to naught. It's becoming bigger and it's spreading like a wildfire, and it's reaching all the hopeful elect. Everybody has a hopeful elect spirit or hearing this gospel, they coming on in the house and get edified. You know, it's like that fisherman that cast out that net. They on the internet and they hearing it and they get caught up in it and they get edified. And then verse 39. But if be of Yahweh, ye cannot overthrow it. Lest happily ye be found even to fight against Yahweh. So that's why Vocab is laboring in vain, because he thinks this is a ministry of men. He not realizing this is a ministry of Yahweh Shah, and you can't do nothing against the truth, only for the truth. Like when I did a lesson on, he like, Vocab really helped spread the truth. While he was trying to, you know, make videos, trying to downgrade it. I remember one time he was doing a live lesson, a dude in his congregation said, you know what? I think them brothers is right. They turned on him in the middle of their little feed. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, how about y'all shot giving that dude blows, man? And really, when you look at Vocab, that's blows to Esau, Edom, period. You know, as any brother or sister wake up to this truth, hey, that's one they lost. Once you wake up and your faith gets picked up and you get edified, there's nothing that devil can do, man. You're going to get the truth, you're going to get edified. So I say, if you're in this truth, stay locked in, get more of this truth. Keep eating up. We got a feast right now. It's a feast, man. All the sides prepared. Food, eat up. You got thousands of brothers in this truth, kicking out lessons day and night. You got some brothers on fire doing 3 lessons a day. So I say, get it while you can, because when the devil, like we talk about Vocab, you said it earlier, the devil cut the internet off over overseas in Europe. He cut it off. So this truth ain't always going to be readily available. So what's that saying? Get it while it's hot. You better get it while it's hot, man. Get these breakdowns. Get this stability, get this comfort. Because once this devil close up, first thing gonna do is shut the internet off. You know, and when our hell break loose, we ain't gonna be coming out here setting up and, you know, giving out the word, man. We're gonna be buckled down, bracing for impact.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word out of my mouth and give the warning to me. You know, starting with the elder apostle on down, like my brothers. Hey, that's what we're doing. We out here, you know, highways and byways, being a watchman for Israel. All right, we get gaining eating the roll, which is the scriptures. You know, getting the understanding through the spirit and going, you know, and doing the work. You know, telling y'all, hey, this is the time we in. This one is come, and you know, being a watchman. Why you got, you know, your vocabs and your other, you know, Israelite camps that, you know, going off or whatever it may be. At the end of the day, if they ain't warning you of the trouble to come, then they ain't in the right spirit. All right, we here to warn the people of the hopeful elect. Because at the end of the day, you know, that's all who's gonna matter on this side anyway. You know, everybody else, they just gonna be in a lot. You know.
I got a question right here to back y'all up right here. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, and I'm gonna start at verse 10. It said, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, Yahweh Shah, and in the power of his might. It said, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Okay, in verse 12, it said, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. That's spot on to what the brothers is going into, okay? Because you got the false camps that's coming in, okay? Matter of fact, I'm gonna read that verse 11 in the NLT version, which be more straight to the point, okay? And it says, "Put on the whole armor of the life." It said, put on it said put on all of the Most High's armor so that you be able to stand firm against the strategy of the devil. Okay, so all of those people that you got the vocab, that is the strategy that the devil set out. Okay, you got the visitation, that is the strategy. Okay, so when we put on the whole armor of the truth, we putting this knowledge into our mind and in our heart. That way, whenever vocab, whenever the devil casts the devil, we able to get it.
What's the number one strategy is deception, you know, and misleading.
Yeah.
You know?
In the media, they call it double talk.
Yeah.
That double speak. You know what I mean?
A lot of these vocab like that. Maybe they might wholeheartedly believe, you know, whatever they, you know, their doctrine, whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, it's contrary to the truth. Then you know they ain't got it. Right. You know, if they coming against the truth, then they ain't got it. They will be punishment for that. You know?
I got another quick one right here. This book of First John, and then we'll put it up here. What you did then is First John 1:1. Okay, you can, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Okay, which goes into the deceivableness of Esau, who sent out these false prophets by way of the 501c3 tax bracket, okay, by way of the media and so on and so forth. So these are the things. That's why we have to try the spirit. And when you go into the Greek word of try, is dokimazo, which means to examine or scrutinize. Okay, see whether they are genuine, see whether they are trying to tell you to actually repent. Okay, call on the Yahweh Shah.
And through the spirit, hey, you know, if you got eyes to see, ears to hear, then we see what, you know, the Yahweh Shah is revealing, you know, the true intentions of a lot of these, you know, you know, so-called, you know, preachers or whatever, like the vocabs, this and that. You know, because here a while back he was scoffing on the spiritual powers. You know what I mean? Which, hey, that's lacking faith. And you got some of these other camps talking about, you know, the banging out of the belt, this and that. Well, that's lacking faith. You gotta understand Yahweh Shah, all power, all right? You know, creator of the heavens and the earth and everything. All right, and hey, if you ain't gifted with the faith to be able to believe the report, then you know, damn sure ain't gonna be able to believe, you know, the best of it. You know?
I got another quick one for you.
Trap. You know, Esau went out there.
I got another quick one right here for you. This is Matthew chapter 13 and 15. And it said, "For this people heart is wax gross, and their eyes are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them." It said, "But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear."
I got one to back that up. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Right? What's that lack of knowledge? Lack of knowledge of the Heavenly Father and the Son and truth. All right, Yahweh Shai. You know? So my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. All right, so hey, you know, I mean, we all in a lot the day, but like, hey, that's heavy. You know, you think about, hey, you mess up and you get off back in the world and stay in the world, turn away from the knowledge, turn away from Yahweh Shai. And not only the Lord gonna jack you up, he said you're gonna forget your children. You know what I mean?
That in the scripture, the book of Matthew, real quick, back you up even further. It's Matthew 7 and verse 21, I believe it started verse 21, where it says, all right, yeah, verse 21. This is Yahweh Shah speaking. All right, Matthew 7:21. It says, not everyone that says unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Okay? And it says, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works. And then I will profess unto them, and Elijah said, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
Ooh, and I want to break that right there. That's big right there. That's a knock to all your pastor court child. They're gonna be a lot of people gonna be hollering at Jesus' name when all hell break loose, and they're gonna be, they're gonna be forsaken. And that's because they don't know Yahweh Bashar. They don't, because it says in the scripture you gotta worship him in truth and in spirit. So if you got the faith and your Yahweh Bashar is really dealing with you, you're gonna come into this truth. You're not still gonna be in plantation Christianity, talk about sweet baby Jesus. Plus, plantation Christianity don't even talk about the end. It tells you get to heaven when you die. They don't give you no warning. Ain't no warning in plantation Christianity. All that is a bunch of prosperity.
They don't preach. They don't teach about that heaven on earth. You know what I mean? So
they teach you gotta die to get to heaven.
They in the Christianity in that same mindset as the elite, the Psalms 49 verse 11. Their inward thought is the house gonna continue forever. Where their inward thought is, hey, the world gonna keep going and going. You know what I mean? Though they might have a little bit of that knowledge, the Lord ain't put it on us. They really had the faith with the eyes to be able to see, and believe, hey, it's about to happen.
And they're going to preach you put out early because they'll have the zeal, but not according to knowledge. And he said, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. Knowledge of what? Yahweh Bashar shine the truth that's out, on the highway and hedges, not in those church houses where you got to pay money and get robbed. Truth ain't going out in there. They ain't even want. They telling people to go get the jump shot. When you in that church house, them is like the apostles say, them is grave sites.
Matter of fact, if you really thinking about it, they bring that shit to the church. You know what I mean? They bringing all the wickedness inside the church. Yeah, that's why Yahweh Shah said, the Lord do not dwell in temple made by hand.
Exactly. And then I'm hearing about people going back to the church house, returning back to their vomit. They coming from the truth, and they going back into the church. And I'm just like, that's returning to your vomit. Really, you about to be destroyed. I'm looking like, how can you hear this pure truth and then want to turn back to some bullshit? And it shows that you never believed in the truth. That how about Shah don't want you to reject?
Or they could have been an agent. They could have been an agent.
I'm talking about children. These are children. They got the truth. People I know, they got the truth. They got offended somewhere in the truth, and so they said they're gonna go back to planting Christianity.
That's another thing why the gospel of the kingdom is preached throughout the four winds, And hey, because he's gonna be out there. And for some people, it's going to mark that judgment. They're going to be condemned by the word. And then there's the elect that are going to receive it and hold fast to it.
And it shows I know some people too that was getting the IUIC doctrine. I came to look at GMS truth, and when they seen the name was a lie, you know what they said? Man, forget it, man. I'm just go to hell. They just quit. So I'm like, wow, that's beautiful. That's real retarded. Like, all you got to do is navigate over it. You know what I'm saying? You got people that ain't even giving an effort to get this truth. Because really, it's a work. That's why I say study to show yourself approved. And I notice a lot of our people are lazy. They don't want to think. They don't want to look at it. They just want it to be, laid out for them, laid on the platter.
That's the way, he saw set everything up. It's like everything's simplified, easy, fast food, that, man. And then you have to, for the most part, we don't have to get out, do all the hard labor like we used to back in the old times. But I mean, you get to trying to dig a hole in the ground. Hey, it's tough. Hey, Esau done made everybody sissy. Made us all weak.
Hey, fatting up for the slaughter. Yeah. They all fat. This the fattest country on the face of the planet, man. They fatting up for the slaughter, man.
That's ready for that shit. There's a lot of problems, when you're about on the bed. When it's the smoke going up, that's going to be pleasing to the Lord. When the pistol shit, Yeah.
Lord don't call it that sweet enough for a mama. Right?
They say you got a lot of Israelite women don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
You know, so what they gonna do with our hell breaker? They can't put nothing on no grill, starting on fire.
Like, they gonna
Yeah, that's gonna be the first people bug out, the ones that have to go every morning to the convenience store every day, like it's fucking a religion, you know what I mean? Whatever, you know. We all, you know, do what we do, but that's part of coming out of the world, you know, rising in the part. Hey, because we coming out in the world to the best of our ability, because we know that hey, these devils about to set it up where everything's about to shut down, turned off to the point where it's gonna be all out chaos. And then they gonna, oh, we got the solution. You know how these devils come with that solution. Yeah.
Put it right there. You know what I'm saying? We're in a microwave society. You know, and these people in the gospel, it ain't no excuse. Like we talking about now, the gospel done went out.
That's the same thing as just hey, these are the same devils, you know, back then they are now, you know. They wanted like the three holy children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They wanted them to bow down and worship, you know, that golden image or whatever it was. And hey, they threw them in the fire. Hey, they gonna be that same mindset. The devil once he come down that great wrath, you know, either you gonna partake of their system, or they gonna try to throw your ass in the fire. But that's why I say Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. But fear none of those things, you know. Yeah, you know, be faithful to them. You know, that's the mindset you want to be if that's your life. You know?
I got a precept. It's First Corinthians 15:1. Moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the gospel which I preached unto you, which also ye have received, and wherein ye stand, by which also ye are saved, if ye keep in memory what I preached unto you, unless ye have believed in vain. So that, like that scripture said, hey, this thing need to be memorized, it need to be in your memory. It need to be like that movie, what's that book, Eli? Where he read the book so much, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it was in him.
So I've seen, you know, bits and pieces of that movie. You know, that's the first time I watched it to the end. You're like, fine. I said, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. He said he read the book so much. When they took the book, he just laid down. He recited verse for verse because it was in him. The kingdom was in him.
And that's the perfect example of when we get that new covenant. That actually shows how the laws don't be written in our head. That's what it looks like. The laws don't be written in our inward part. When you lay back, repeated it from verse to verse,
and also that second life.
We walk by faith, but not by sight.
He meditated that word day and night, where it was in him, man. Where he had his faith built up. And like you say, walking by faith the whole time in the movie.
That's
slaying people.
That's gonna be all hope in the Lord, faith in the Lord, and the promises. You know, that's all. That's gonna be all we have. You know, God watching outside. And that's the way. That's the true test. You know, because you got everything, you know, that you need to survive. You don't have to really rely on your faith, yada yada. But hey, when the Lord take every damn thing away from you, hey, and then you know, hey, you know, went 3-4 days without eating, whatever. You know, people on the block laying there dead.
Without water.
Hey, that's when you know, that faith, true faith, we have a cycle kick in, and you know, those who are elect, and the Lord will preserve them. You know, you're gonna be built up, you know, with this word and this faith, and hey, Lord will, you know, endure until the end.
I got a precept back there. This is Romans 10:17. So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yahweh. So the gospel go out, man. You know, here it is. If it resonates with you, man, you qualify for salvation, man. That's a hopeful link right there. I know as soon as I heard this gospel, you know, I started reading on my own first. But when I heard it, hey, I came in, I started eating up. I had to navigate my way to the truth, you know. I had to go through all the little nigga camp set up, you know. I started out with a pastor porch after New Year's Hebrew Israelite. Didn't even start out with the Hebrew Israelite, you know. And it shows, man, how much is your effort, man? How much are you seeking him? Most I ain't dealing with people that's going to seek him a little bit, or it's got to be made ready for them, like microwave ministry. Nah, man, dealing with the ones that's seeking him wholeheartedly. You know, that's why I'm hearing a lot of people. You're gonna see a lot of fallouts. You know, when shit get tough and stuff like especially a lot of these Israelites in these other camps. You know, the little t-shirt and fringe, as soon as shit get tough, they gonna be, I gotta go get my thing, you know.
I'm gonna back that up. John chapter 10, verse 1 and 2. What is it? How should I say? Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same as a thief and a robber. But he that entereth by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. You know, and hey, that's what the elder apostles always went into a lot of these other camps with off doctrines. You know, hey, it all started with One West. The elder apostles and their elders. All the business on down, and that's where through the spirit power how much from outside this truth started from. But then you got these newer camps coming in, kind of doing their own thing, going their own way, and that's talking about hey they climbing in some other way. And the Lord said what the same as a thief and a robber.
A perfect example for today to put that out is that you got a lot of camps talking about keep the law perfect. It's coming in through another way. Because you talk about preach the law, we keep the law perfect, keep the law, basically canceling out your house shop. So you trying to go in another way. You trying to say the law gonna save me.
And then you create a burden on, you gotta think have these camps set up into some hoods or something like that. You got some bugged out, jack off, fucked up, just depressed, on weed, whatever. And here he come walking by, and I know when I was off in the world, when I see some spiritual brothers, whatever, I'd be excited, make it happen, and then you walk by a camp and tell you, keep the law, all the laws, 113. That's hard. That's hard. Like I say, that's a burden on a newcomer to this truth.
You gonna turn them away. Yeah. And you supposed to be preaching Yahweh Shah because he gave his life so that we have remission for our sins.
Just like Yahweh Shah told you, was it the scribes and Pharisees? I can't remember how to go cast you the first stone who was without sin. Yeah. So I mean, there you go. We all in this born in sin. I mean, that's the flesh. That's how the Lord set it up. It's like we all supposed to die like Adam. But man,
like I say, the law ain't gonna save you, man. Yahweh Shah is safe. That's what's gonna save you. Now we keep the law, to show love to Yahweh. That's how you show your love, and that's how you repent. But like I said, you don't put that burden on Israel to keep all the law because they ain't keeping the law perfect. That's why look at these little t-shirt princes, can they always keep the law? The law, like you ain't keeping, you all lined up, mixed fabrics on, you ain't keeping the law perfect.
You got a nerve to say, I don't see it.
Yep, sons of Jacob, you heard that. I heard that. You done told a lot of people that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you growing up in this old society, you've been growing up here, 20, 30 years of living in wickedness, and then you gonna turn around and say you need to keep the law.
And it's like how the other,
it's trying to creep in another way, man. It's trying to navigate around your house shop.
I got just real quick point. It's like how the elder apostle would say, when a so-called Edomite looking guy come by, hey, like elder apostle to heart, he would say, well, you better hope you're not an Edomite. You better hope you're an Israelite. But then you got these other camps, as soon as a so-called white person or whatever walk by, yeah, you're an Edomite. And you got to think. And it's like the brother say, these Edomite looking, people that could have been Israelites, had them bound down and kissing boots. You know what I mean? And it's gonna cloud.
I got a quick one right here. That goes to that position. How about you? I'm trying to say something. This is off the cover board. This is the precept to Dr. Ben Howard. He posted to Rock 47 and 9, and he said the birds will rejoice unto their light, so will truth return unto them that practice in earth. Okay. So they right there, it said the birds will rejoice unto their light. So this is why we have those camps that goes on that try to go up another way. And then as the preacher said, the same as the thief and the robber. Okay, that's what they are. They're gonna birds of the presence flock together. Okay, and he said, so will the truth return unto them that practice. Okay, this is why we try to say you keep the law to the best of your ability. The law that you can keep, practice it. keep it applied to your life. Okay, so that's different. That's that balance. All right.
And also, going to the inward man, renewing that inward man. It's all spiritual at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's like brother say, if all you know is, all you have to understand is just like one precept, and you doing that precept, well, that's better than the guy that know 100 precepts, but he ain't, putting them to use. You know what I mean?
I got it. I've been trying to look at
that's a lack of faith. What it say? Faith without works is dead. That shows you ain't got no works, man. That's like a plantation Christian right there. They focus on the outward appearance. They have highly faith. I'm highly faith. I go to church every Sunday, but 6 days through the week, man, they commit all kind of wickedness, man. Ain't no type of spiritual nothing about them. They got a bad spirit about them, but they got that whack covering. And it's really like the scripture say, it's strange and pearl. It's like me, I never liked them dudes that go to church, man. I never liked none of the plantation pastor pork chops. I didn't like none of the congregation. All that stuff was off me, man. Now that I got older and I see why I felt like that. Because the spirit is not with them, at all. Yeah, I
got one more right here. This is Colossians 3:9, and it says, "Lie not to one another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds." Just like the Occupants brought out, he said a lot of these jakes, they're lazy, so they don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to turn their blind eye to themselves and look and say, "Man, I was going out here and there." So that's what he's going into, to look put off that old man. All right, in verse 10 it says, "And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him." Okay, this is renewed in the knowledge. Okay, basically being conformed to the words of Yahweh as opposed to being conformed to this world. Okay, a lot of people in this world, they are lazy. They don't want to do the work of Yahweh, but they want to keep Yahweh's name in his mouth. Okay, as the scripture says, Yahweh said they perfect me with their name, but their heart is far from me. Okay, and that's what these jakes is out here doing. All right, they don't apply the work, but they'll turn around and tell you that you need to keep the laws to the best of your ability. Those are the hypocrites that Yahweh was talking about. Those false prophets.
I got one to back you up on that too, man. Because it's a labor. You got to work on this. This is 1 Thessalonians 1:2. We give thanks to Yahweh always for you all, making mention of you in our prayers, remembering without ceasing your work of faith and labor of love and patience of hope in our Lord Yahweh Shahabashiach in the sight of Yahweh and our Father, knowing, brethren beloved, your election of Yahweh. Man, so this is a labor. You gotta work. It's not something that's gonna be made easy. You gotta study. All of us, we study this word, man. We examine it, read it, examine ourselves, apply it to ourselves. It's the work, man. Like I said earlier, you gotta work on yourself, work on the inner man. Once you work on the inner man, the outer man is gonna show. Automatically. The outer is gonna follow. The body always follows the mind. So you gotta work on your mind first, meditate on these scriptures, man. And have a work of faith, because that's a true work of faith right there. You can see it through our works. We out here on the highway and hedges. We doing video epistles, putting out the truth. We laboring, and we doing this to show our faith in you. How about y'all shot? On the election, sure.
Making bodies sacrifice.
Yeah, that's the book of Romans right there.
What's saying First Corinthians chapter 1, I think. It's talking about. Hey, that's pleasing to the Heavenly Father, preaching the word. I got a couple of quick. John chapter 10, verse 27. Was outside my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Right. All right, so all those who bucking up against the doctrine, so when the other apostles on down like my brothers, anybody who's coming against this doctrine of Yahweh outside, hey, they having issues,
Just do a quick analogy to that, man. When he said, "My sheep hear my voice," it's no more different to where you have like a brother or sister that come in your room and say, "Mama said go wash the dishes." That's the same scenario where it's coming from your mother or your father when he said go wash the dishes. It's no different.
At the end of the day, it's all through the spirit.
Right.
Spirit power outside. And this Isaiah 30. I start verse 9. It said that this is a rebellious people, referring to Israel, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and what was the seers? The prophets, and talking to the prophets, hey, see not, and say, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, which having the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, learn from our elders on down. Hey, we are able to prophesy right things and tell you, hey, Jacob's trouble is coming. The beginning of sorrows. Saw the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I mean? We're telling you the right things, but they say prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And that's why you got your Joe Osteens and your plantation Christianity, because these devils know how to speak them smooth things. Sit there and just lie. And constantly. Hey, you try. Hey, man, that's all these plantation Christianity pastors set up for is lying, feeding you some bullshit where you keep coming every week and putting that money in.
They monetize the gospel. That's why it's not if you hop out your child is gonna feed the people with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. In order that's gonna transform you. That's why Places said you can go to church for 20 years and not know a damn thing about the truth. To say Jesus, throw your hands up, don't know nothing. That's why a lot of people we convert them easy. They like, dang man, I ain't never heard that scripture. I've been going to church 20 years. I'm like, cause he ain't gonna bring it out because ain't no money in the truth. They preach the word to fill the Lucas say. We preach the word to feed you to the wedge, so that you get salvation. You hop out your shop.
Ezekiel chapter 7, get the blood off our hands.
Exactly. Ain't no blood. We did a good work. So we don't have to like look over our shoulder or feel bad. We gonna stand with confidence when all hell breaks loose. Like I did all I can do. That's why lately I've been trying to push out more lessons, man. Do more work. That way, when all hell breaks loose, I can, confidently say to myself, I did all I could do. I went out there, preached the word. I begged y'all Charlotte to the marriage. I told everybody around me that I got love for them. And hey, after that, it's up to y'all about y'all shout preach. I told you. They said your faith comes from hearing the word. So I got one quick one. This is from Azariah Yahweh. Shalom to all the Aki on the comment board, Aqua. He had Psalm 25 and 5. And it's lead me in thy truth and teach me. For thou art Yahweh my salvation. O thee do I wait all the day. Remember, O Lord, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindness, for they have been ever old. Remembering not the sins of my youth, nor my transgressions, according to thy mercy, remember thou me, for thy goodness sake, O Lord. Good and upright is the Lord, therefore will he teach sinners in the way. So that right there shows, like Ox said earlier, man, we all had sin on us. We still got sin on us now to this day. We're going to be in sin. So Yahweh Shah comes and lifts us up out of this wicked place and gives those new bodies where we won't transgress through the Lord anymore. That's why this thing is going to come down to your faith, man. Which I want to say, what's the second Edges 9 and 7? You should escape by your faith and by your works. It didn't say by the law. The law ain't going to save you. Yahweh Shah is. This gospel we preach of is of Yahweh Shah. He said, I come in the volume of the book. So this gospel that we come to you with is the Lord and Savior. Because like you said, you brought out earlier, he's the door, he's the way. We ain't going to teach you, man, you got some money, you can make it. You can put something in my offering plate. Or, and you keep the law perfect, then you can make it. You know what I'm saying? We're not coming no other way. Only way you're going to make it is through, your faith in Yahweh Shah. And that comes to be getting built up as edification. This word going out, this truth going out, man.
Woken in the spirit, because that you just got to think, hey, Lord, I was just to serve set amount of election, that's going to be able to receive this God's understanding through the spirit and everybody else.
Real quick, man, just back you up, man, being judged by your work. Okay, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and 5. I actually want to read this in an NLT verse. Okay, so this is it says, examine yourself to see if your faith is genuine. Test yourself. Surely you know that Yahweh Shah Hamashiach is among you. If not, you have failed to test your genuine faith. Okay, and you test yourself, I hope you will recognize that we have not failed the test of apostolic authority. Okay, and basically going back and basically have to put yourself to the test and see where do you go wrong at. All right, and I got another quick one just to drop it even further. This is Revelation 20:12. And he said, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life, and the book and the dead were judged out of those things which are written in the book, according to their works. All right. So basically, no matter what you're doing in this society, all right, you're going to be judged by your work. How about you outside going to judge you by your intent? All right, as it said in Revelation 20:12. Okay, you're going to be judged according to your work. All right, faith without work is dead.
Yeah, I got that's a good one, man. This is another one. Hey, I came with a fire precept. This one hit on the head right here, man. This is Isaiah. Yahweh, it's Isaiah 52:2. Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. But thus says the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. So that's what this gospel gonna do right here, man. This is like, I like how I said, arise, shake yourself from the dust. Because you also got a scripture that said, yeah, because it said, sit in the dust, oh, virgin daughter of Babylon. This place is done with, man. So most high saying, rise up. Get out this dust, man. Everything that Babylon presents to us is dust, man. The scripture is living water.
You know, go ahead, go through it.
So he said, loose thyself from the bands of thy neck. You know? So, hey, this place, man, this is the place of our captivity. You know? And if you still think like a nigga, you still think you black, you know, still with the philosophies of this world, you still in the captivities of this place, man. So, hey, with these scriptures, this word is compared to a sword, hey, you're going to lose yourself, man. You're going to get free. Like, we are free in the spirit already, man, through this word and through the word of Yahweh Shah. It says, oh, captain daughter of Zion.
So you should know the truth, and the truth will make you free.
Woo! Hey, man. Hey, this truth is spot on, man. You cannot make this up. And it is making us free. That's why Esau mad. That's why Esau got a closed shop. That's why Vocab mad. Like, who? Like you said it earlier, man, when the apostle elders was teaching and some rich Jewish people came out in the limo and said, who taught y'all this? Who? So they mad the gospel that came out, man. It's out, it's loose. It's hitting everybody because, hey, it's up Yahweh Shah. He want to reach his whole elect, you know, and that's right there so we can have salvation, man. So once the truth hits you, if you are of the hope elect, it's going to light you up inside. It's going to be lit up. You know, you're going to have that faith, which goes in the oil. It's going to light your candle. It's going to be lit up, and then the chairs going to know. They're going to see over like, man, there it go. Pick this one up. Pick this one up, you know what I'm saying? Like the new spiritual ark.
It's like back in the day, y'all see those lightning bugs.
Yeah, like a beacon. Yeah, that's how the chair's gonna know to pick up, man. You got that spirit, y'all about your shot, you're gonna be lit up. The chair's gonna know who to pick up, man. Oh, exactly. Market exemption, man. And like, if you ain't got no oil like unwise virgins, man, you're gonna be left here. You're gonna be missing food. You know, you got some brass here. Yeah, you're gonna be left here, man. So that's why, hey, it's really important. And it's another scripture to say, do you light a candlestick and put it under a brush? You know what I'm saying? You like you get lit up, man. You let your light shine, man. You don't get lit up to be scared and want to cower. And Esau, you know, talking about he coming with the sword, and Esau flexing, I'm about to do this and do that, you know, and become a nigga in this truth and don't want to teach nobody. Be scared now, man. You gotta be confident. Like, devil.
That's what the world promotes. You know, is putting that lie out, dimming that lie. You know, and sin and wickedness, and all this wayward doctrine. You know, and that's all dark.
I was thinking about
that. There's a lie you, but it's true.
I was just thinking about that old that slave Negro song, His Little Light is Mine.
Ooh, hey, that's spiritual. That shows our people knew the truth back then, man. He got beat out of them. That shows it always been with us, man. So now y'all bust y'all shot. Yeah, he lighting it back up. He's bringing it back. Group 2 and what's that, 2 and 30? Yeah. Go ahead, I'll bring it.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him and made no account of his labor. That's what you witnessing. passed on down like all the like-minded brothers. You know, hey, standing great boldness, you know, calling Esau even some white man the devil, you know, calling out all the wickedness of these devils do, try to cover up, you know, and that's prophesying, you know, of what the scriptures foretell of the times to come, you know. Hey, break down the truth of the Bible, you know, and that's what it is.
Giving them warning. That's a warning from me. There's a precept that said, curses you to hold the sword back to the blood. Yeah. You gotta be bold in this thing.
I got this that precept that was that you mentioned earlier. The sign that the water so Dr. Ben Howard, man, I've been looking for this precept for a while. This is Sirach 19:24. He said, "He that has small understanding and fears the Most High is better than the one that has much wisdom and transgress the law of the Most High."
Well, that's kind of like what we're speaking on. One of the other brothers, I heard one of the other brothers, one of the brothers, you know, talking about that. You know, I think it was brother.
I'm not highlight that, man. I keep that in there. That's the fire. So why to put that precept?
Keep that in the chamber.
Yeah,
keep that part of the chamber.
Sirach 19 was it?
Sirach 19 and 25, I believe. Look at it again. Yeah, that's the fire precept. 19 and 24.
I'm about to come with this while y'all hey, this is Matthew 28 and 18. And Yahushua came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. That's the power we're dealing with, people, right there. And then 19 says, go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost. That's Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem Kakadash. And 20, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen. So, hey, Yahweh Shah is with us. Why would she be afraid of this, though?
Amen. That's powerful right there. That is a powerful scripture right there, because that also lets you know that you have to make sacrifice in order to get out of the word. And that goes into Romans 12 and 2, where it says, be not conformed to this world, will be yet transformed by the renewing of your mind. But the first verse, where it says, make your body a living sacrifice. Okay, you got to sacrifice the things of this world in order to go do the work of Yahweh.
I want to point out something for you before we get into that. And then it says, teach all nations, baptizing them in the name. So a true baptism is teaching somebody the words. Words spread the living waters. So getting this truth and getting the proper interpretation of this word, that's true baptism, man. You know, I've been baptized in water before. They don't do nothing, man. All you do is go some cold water, come out, nothing. That's not true baptism. That shows, man, Esau was off. It's whack understanding, because he's a serpent. He got to eat dust all the days of his life. Therefore, he can't get the true knowledge and wisdom of this word, because he's the wicked. So he look at it as literal, dunking you in some water. You know what I'm saying? But if it told you, hey, after that, I should baptize you with the word.
I got a quick scripture just to back you up on that. This is Psalm 119 and 9. It says, wherewith shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word.
Woo! That's wrapped it up perfectly right there, man. This word is true baptism, man. This gets you, this cleanses you. You know, because like you said, you brought out earlier, Romans 12:2, it cleanses your mind. It cleanses that inner man. You know, once your inner man gets cleansed and get cleaned up, you know, that's cleaning your garment. I'll spread to your garment.
Yeah, I got another scripture just to back it up even further right here. This
bring that.
This is John chapter 15 and 3. It says, now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me and in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself except it abide in the vine. All right, no more can ye except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abide in me and I in him, the same bring forth but fruit. But without me, he can do nothing.
Woo! Powerful scriptures, man. Showing that true vine is Yahushua. We got to be, you know, connected to Yahushua. We ain't nothing but branches. Because if you break off from that tree, you're going to wither and you're going to die.
Exactly.
That's happening in them other camps, man.
And that's why Yahushua said what? He said, I am the door, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man can come to the Father but by me.
I'll start up a little. Point is, so I'll start at the 14th. Back down. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 14. Knowing that he which raised up the Lord Yahushua shall raise up us also by Yahushua, and shall present us with you. Said, for all things are for your sakes, that the abundant grace might through the thanksgiving of many abound to the glory of the Most High, for which cause we thank God, that though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Romans 8:6, declining minds, it was declining minds, death, spiritual minds, life, and peace. You know,
This place is about to go away. It's temporary.
yeah, how much outside control that devil? A heartbeat, you know, so it's just something. Is that it's something you don't think about like that. Your heart, you know, like anytime, you know what I mean?
Your breath.
Yeah, we had.
There's this scripture in the book of Ezekiel. I can't remember which chapter where he says it's the Most High take away his spirit, then no flesh shall be left. Luke paraphrase. If he take his spirit away from all the flesh on the earth, all of the flesh was God to the dust. Luke paraphrase. I did it in the book of Ezekiel. Baba Sadak, can you read that script where he said we will rise up again? Luke paraphrase. That goes well with Deuteronomy 32 and 39.
14, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 14. Knowing that he which raised up the Lord Yahushua shall raise up us also by Yahushua, and shall present us with you.
Right, see that, and that part right there is that shows the power of Yahushua. That shows how much power that he actually has. So I'm gonna read Deuteronomy 32 and 39, and it says, "See now that I am he, and there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive. Did he not make Yahushua? Did he not allow Yahushua, his only begotten son, to be killed, and then he raised him back up? That's the power of Yahweh. That's the power of Yahweh." And he says, and I wound and I heal, neither there is any that can deliver out of my hand. So this is why we're supposed to fear Yahweh and not man, because he has the power to do all things.
Yeah, watch this, how we in the spirit action. Right? We talking about cleansing, getting a new spirit, right? And this is Isaiah Rao, Yahweh. Hey, I confirm, man, he in the spirit. Check it out, this is Psalm 51 and 10. Create in me a clean heart, O Yahweh, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Rakakadash, man. So, hey, that's what we hope right there. That the Most High do not take the Rakakadash from us right now, because that's what keeps them locked in this gospel. You know, that's the spirit of Him. The Rakakadash, that Holy Spirit, that's of Yahweh Shah. You know, and like I said, created me a clean heart. This word cleans you up. It's living water. You know, once it get on you, it cleans all that, you know, Babylon, I got to get the bag. I'm looking for a big booty chick, you know, all the little messed up thoughts. I got to get my career right, you know, all the ways that this place get thrown out, man. You start thinking spiritual things like, man, you start wanting the kingdom. You start looking for kingdom things, you know.
I was just thinking of, you know,
cast me out of way without presence.
You know how the men of the Lord, we basically carry the seed, okay? And then that's like a more spiritual thing. Like I was just thinking of here recently where like, you know, us putting our seed in these wicked ass women. We have to have that value so that our old self, we like, man, we trying to hit it whatever. We trying to hit whatever.
It's just not all.
Yeah, exactly. But now we realize the value of our seed to the point where like, now I gotta think twice about putting my seed in you, because you might bring forth the monster.
That's discernment.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's your inner man changing.
And that's the point right there. That's the point of this word, because that's why we putting off that old man and he putting on a new man. Because when you put on a new man, you realize the power of your actual seed that you have within God.
And then that's showing that clean heart, that clean mind. Right. Now you thinking different. You don't want to just hit no little raggedy little hood right off the block. Man. Now you looking, you got a clean mind, clean heart. You looking for a chick that got a clean mind, clean heart as well.
And not only that, and not only that, imagine if
you can.
Imagine if, because you see it every day, man. Jake will put his seed in a woman, and they bring forth that monster. That actually weakens the man because you like, you see, your child might be strung out on drugs. That weakens you as a man because it's like that's my seed right there. That brings for a burden to your heart. Okay, so this is why you see a lot of these men nowadays. You know, with the wiles of the devil they put on these men. That the reason why we act why they die a lot earlier is because they have a heavy heart through all of this wickedness that's going on in the society.
Well, at the end of the day, it's all trials and tribulations and testing faith. You know, hey, they say, well, same is accomplished in the brethren in the world. You know, same affliction. You know, hey, we all going through certain afflictions and troubles. You know, and you know, every brother is different than the other, but you know, for the most part, it's all basically the same. Although it's different, it's still affliction. It's still, causing, grief and heartache and whatever it is. But at the end of the day, it's all build up. Building up spiritually to be able to overcome, anything. You got to think about like Abraham. When he was going to sacrifice Isaac, hey, he was ready to go. You know what I mean? So you got.
Read those scriptures. They bring right there. Abraham was grieved. Grieved when he had to be ready to sacrifice Isaac. And the fact that he needed the Lord Yahweh didn't allow that, he was grieved by that.
Oh, and that's the thing, you gotta think the way Yahweh set up, he controls all things, all spirits. We can't control another person's spirit. We can't control, how they believe, how they move. We can't control how we move. So therefore, we got people or family, whatever, and and they be going off and doing shit. At the end of the day, we still have, hey, shoot up in prayers, you have us aside. Hey, if it be Lord will, provide that hedge for my kids or family or whatever. If it be thy will, because we all have the will of the Heavenly Father at the end of the day. Who are we to say what the Heavenly Father will is? We like to see it play out. But maybe that's not how the way the Lord has set up to play out. And we gotta think, hey, if we're that elect, then the kingdom, hey, it's gonna be an eternal greatness, unimaginable peace, life.
Like I said, we can't let the 2/3 rub off on us, man. We can't let them mess our faith up. That's why we really got to be holy and separate. Because right now, the job of 2/3 is to break your faith up. They don't have faith. So I ain't got faith. I got to make sure you ain't got no faith. That's why the scriptures tell us you got to get away from our family. That's why the brother in Alabama brought up what's that? I think it's in Matthew, where if you don't hate your father, your mother, or your children, you are not worthy to be a priest to me, because they don't believe in this thing like we do. And so they'll try to because they don't have faith, they'll try to mess up your faith, short circuit your ticket out of here. And we're not ashamed of the gospel of Yahweh Shai. And I got a preacher to back that up. It's Romans 1:16. For I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Hamashiach, what is the power of Yahweh unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first and also to the Greek. And that goes into, the ones that know they Israelites, and that goes to people like us right now. We didn't know it's Israelites. That goes to the saying Greek, kind of like, you calling yourself American or African American. That's showing right there. This ain't about no Edomite or no Gentile like that. That goes to the Israelite foreigners, because we all didn't know we was Israelites. We all got Hellenized in that Babylonian American lifestyle. And I'm gonna read number 17 here, the kicker. But therein is the righteousness of Yahweh revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. And that's one thing we got that the world doesn't have, and that's what makes them angry and upset, is that we have faith in Yahweh Shai, and they do not. So since they ain't got it, they're gonna try to dim you out and make sure they're gonna try to short stop you with that crabs in the barrel in the bucket. If I can't make it, you ain't gonna make it.
You say it all the time, man. Maybe we love come.
Exactly. So we gotta get them to high school.
Romans 3:3. It says, "For what his sons do not believe, shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect?" Verse 4, it says, "God forbid, yea, let God be true, Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that the mightiest be justified in thy sayings, and the mighty overcome when thou art judged."
Woo, perfect right there. That's showing right there. We stay locked in this truth and stay living in these prophecies. When it happens, we're not gonna be confounded. The people in this world gonna be confounded, man. You know, we don't give a damn if they don't believe. You got people that call you believe in that Bible, man. You out on the hallway, hey, you need to get some money. Like that DMX spirit. Your shorty can't eat no book, nigga. That book is messing your head up. I had family tell me that the book, like, they tell me like, hey, you messing up. I don't know why you doing that. Man, you doing that ain't gonna feed your family. I done had family come to me and tell me that, man. So
like my mom, and she's she got crazy brother, you know, he got schizo, whatever, demons on him. And that's what she would always say, you know, when she talks to him, what happened? You know, people ask me, what happened to him? Why he doing that? And that's one of the things I heard her say while I was little. Like, oh, when he started reading the book of Revelation, it messed him up. And I always thought, even when I was a kid, I was like, how the fuck is the Bible going to make someone, you know, fucking go pay? Anyway.
That's he wasn't worthy to read it. He wasn't worthy enough to open up the seals, man.
He already had the demons on him beforehand, most likely, you know what I mean? But
I know it makes him react. Remember that time we was doing a Howard Edge up there?
Yeah.
And then the demon came walk across the street and the scriptures came out. He just reacted.
That's the point.
It went crazy.
That's the point, because a lot of these Plantation Christianity preachers that say, well, Revelation is what meant to be understood. You know what I mean? Well, why the hell's in the Bible? Just your ass can't understand. And then they can't understand, you know, none of the prophecy. You know?
Which proved that he's a false prophet right there.
He ain't a preacher.
They ain't got the spirit. Why you preaching? Like, what things you don't know? Preacher, you just saying you don't know, you gonna say Revelation ain't meant to be understood. Like,
they say the book's still sealed.
Yeah.
I done heard that. You know? And then preacher, you ain't preaching that. Preacher going to prophet. That's where the PR come from. And then the teacher going to a teacher. Right. So if you can't prophesy, you ain't no preacher. That's what Pastor Porkchop is not qualified to even teach the word. He doesn't have the spirit. He doesn't have, like Sarah I read that preacher earlier. He ain't got the Rakakadana on him. Because if he did, he better open his book up and realize that he's Israelite, and he better write about the word. You know, he'll work on it. You know, he'll go back to it like, man, break down this.
If being a spiritual man, then, you know, how we supposed to be able to try the spirit by the spirit. You know, make his word his doctrine in the spirit. And you know yourself want to, preach, the gospel, well, you should be able to, listen to the doctrine and, be able to make sense of it. It says the Lord has given us the spirit as we can see. Hey, they don't even want to try, man. To start trying to go up against these devils and they doctrine, they get mad.
Messing their money up. But I heard they say it all the time, messing up the church's money. You messing up the church's money. It's supposed to be about salvation, man. It's about money with you. And it shows they low level. Because before I found get on the YouTube, I started reading the word myself. And what woke me up was when I got to Deuteronomy and I started reading them curses, man. I was like, man, hold up. Hold up, we ain't got lied to. Hold up, this sound like my people. They should have hit them like that. That's why they ain't even read the word, man. They just two precepts.
The seals were, the seals were on the word all the way up until the hell of all the business gone down. That's when the Lord, returned to Israel.
Interpretation.
It's like in 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 20. Hey, this is one of the times we announce it. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away as it is shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. What the tokens? The book shall be opened before the firmament. Throughout the YouTube, on the highways and byways, kingdom, the gospel, and we start with gospel of the kingdom being preached on the four corners. It said, and they shall see all together. Who's that day? hey, the hope of that little Willie, because hey, we see it all together. We see it, we see it the same way the other apostle on down is. And then you got those who scoff, with both caps, y'all. But they seeing it too, and they coming up against it. So hey, at the end of the day, everybody seeing it, everybody hearing it.
I wait till that MOTV get mandated because it's coming. They talking about it. Because I did the lesson, like Esau talking about it. When that gets mandated, that right there gonna blow all these other camps out the water. Everybody that teach that is gonna be found out a liar, and they're gonna be a false prophet. This off that move right there, that prophecy right there, man. Then a lot of them, because they ain't been taught any, or because they haven't been, edified in that situation, they gonna go take it. And they were like, dang, I didn't believe in this. Like, that's going to make their whole belief system fall apart.
Then you got, like, the Ice J dude, hey, you can see some fucked out shit. Because, hey, again, when they say, the Ice J dude was like, you think God would care if you take the Bible?
All you got to do is Revelation 14 on it. Revelation 14. Hey,
Revelation down wrong. And again, hey, people who ain't even in the scriptures that much, saying, that's what it is.
You got worldly people saying that. Yeah. Because it's easy to see. It's in your face. That's all it's feeling like. What are you talking about, man?
They something up.
It's crazy how apply some of the basics like doing 15 studies showed out telling school.
That's going into how the Lord is causing the spirit to reveal itself to a lot of these people. Just like they was it here a week or so back, they're talking when the dude got on there talking about Chris Rock and all them Papa Duke wives and all three going on, but that's the spirit revealing itself.
But in the same breath, it's gonna say keep the law, but you want to turn around and say
don't mess with dogs.
Come on, man.
A hypocrite, man. That dude off, man.
He said, well, they're 2/3, so they don't gotta keep the law. You know what I mean? In that overly righteous spirit or something.
Hey, with some Ray Charles glasses on, so you can't see his spirit. See his soul. Ray Charles, and then I like how the brother Alabama said, they said, so he got Ray Charles back, so he blind. That's the blind leading the blind. I said, that's on point, man. You know what I'm saying? This dude's giving bad counsel, bad advice. This whole congregation was trying to block those people. I gotta get revenge. And then look, he made it even worse. He said, go get some dope and drug them up. So they might get busted trying to strip some drugs where he said to get it from, if they ain't already doing it. And it just shows, man, hey, the Lord is not with that congregation, man.
Yeah, who the fuck cares about Chris Rock and Bill Smith?
That was a snare.
Yeah, you gotta get up on it. You know what I mean? You preaching that in front of your fucking what it's called, congregation. Yeah. I mean, that's the last thing that puts you on the open letter.
Exactly.
We talk about taking trouble. Being sorrow.
Fayman kicking in. They ration out more stuff. Baby formula. The Fayman is kicking in even heavier. You got what's the name talking about? They about to unleash more pestilence in the fall. They just unleashed what's that? A million of bioengineered mosquitoes. Ain't no telling what's in that shit. Hey,
but somebody should be careful because they got hit up by the mosquito. They acting funny.
I mean, there's so much going on right now. You got judgment. Like Israel getting judged like nobody's business right now. You got football player Dwayne Haskins. This guy struck on the highway, got judgment. Every time I look at my news feed, somebody getting shot in Tulsa every day, Every night somebody getting shot.
I want to go back into that what that was doing IUSK, where you talk about going into adultery. Going into adultery, and that's why I brought out the blind leads the blind. They don't fall into their ditch. But I want to go into a man that how a man will feel if he finds somebody sleeping with his wife. All right, so this is Proverbs chapter 6. And I'm going to start at verse 33. It said, a wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man, Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. Okay, so basically the jealousy of a man. So if you got a man that loves his wife so much, and he find out his wife is cheating on him, man, you got somebody like General Hunter, they're saying it's okay to commit adultery. Guess what they gonna lead to? All of those brothers that he said that to, and they mess around and sleep with a man's wife, all of them gonna end up in the ditch. That's why we tell you the blind leaders of the blind, and they'll both gonna fall in the ditch. You said let them alone. Okay, so don't go. That's not a thing to do, man. Don't sleep with no man's wife. So that's gonna lead you right into that ditch.
We probably closed up a little bit.
They confusing, on their point.
Okay, we probably close up with this, man. This Azariah Howard once again, fine precept. This like end game right here. And this second Ezra 15:3. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful should die in their unfaithfulness. And that right there is what we'll come down to, man. That's why I say it come down to faith. If you got it or you don't. And when all hell breaks loose, if you ain't got no faith, and it shows you didn't believe because the gospel hit you. I opened up that opening, you heard the gospel. You could have came in, and hey, all the unfaithful go down there unfaithfulness, man. And that's really a righteous thing. How about y'all shot? You're not worthy of the kingdom. You didn't come in, you didn't clean your mind up, you didn't, get the mysteries. Therefore, why should you get the kingdom? You didn't believe it ain't in you.
Don't expect us to lose no sleep on you, so we told you.
Exactly.
It's off our hand.
Off our hand. We did a good work. We did the gospel. We did, the labor of love. So, hey, with that being said, I got no free guys out there.
Say, hey, just like Noah, his family, hey, the Lord has wiped out everybody before, hey, he's gonna wipe out a whole bunch of things going around too. So ain't nothing new.
But he's so merciful this time, it's gonna be more people to be saved. And that's because from this word spreading out the gospel.
More to be killed too, because there more people.
Yeah, more people. Yeah. Hey, like Scripture said, hey, all the unfaithful down there unfaithfulness. So that's on you. I done did my work. Hey, what they say all the time? I got mine, you better get yours. Right. Got my ticket in. Lord, when I can cash it in. Y'all punch. With that being said, hey, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashir, Yahweh Shah, Bashir, Kakadai, teaching ball. Y'all stroller, baby.
The water comments on the comment board.
Hey,